We were researching solutions for reducing deforestation in the Amazon rainforest. Here are some of the problems associated with deforestation.
Illegal logging in the Amazon is the leading cause of degradation. This includes harvesting, transporting, processing, and selling/buying timber. Since the 1970s, the rainforest has lost an area the size of California due to deforestation alone. Deforestation is also detrimental to the rest of the globe. This is because large quantities of carbon dioxide are released when trees are cut down. This contributes to global warming. Between 60 to 80% of all logging in Brazil is considered to be illegal.
Worldwide, the general public does not pay attention to the effects of deforestation. Even though many educational programs are available, many countries do not have access to them.
Reliance upon the Amazon rainforest is an ever-growing problem. With the variety of products that are produced from timber such as paper, hardwood flooring, fuelwood, and furniture, the growing market for timber is beginning to create challenges in reducing deforestation.
Large agricultural industries clear land in the Amazon in order to make a profit. Crops harvested in the Amazon include soybeans, palm oil, and sugarcane. Large plots of land are cleared to make way for less diverse tree and crop plantations. Many practices of this industry cause harm to the ecosystem. For example, large amounts of water may be inputted, causing salinity of the land to increase. This leads to less crop output, and farmers may need to clear more land. Unsustainable techniques include slash and burn farming. In rainforests, thousands of hectares of land are burned. Fertilizers may also wash into streams and pollute them. Planting of these monocultures leaves crops susceptible to diseases and pests.
Here are some solutions we are proposing to reduce deforestation. The first solution is to promote sustainable consumer options. Recycling paper applies the sustainability principle of nutrient cycling. Recycling paper saves natural resources, and for every ton of paper recycled, 17 trees are saved from deforestation. Newspapers, magazines, and junk mail can easily be turned into new usable paper products. In addition, kudzu, an invasive species, can be used in making paper. The nitrogen-fixing perennial vine can be turned into a pulp and then processed. Secondly, some alternative furniture materials may include composite wood and plastic wood. Composite lumber is a mixture of wood fiber, plastic, and a binding agent. These substances put together form a strong, dense material that can withstand many elements. Plastic wood is similar to composite wood and reduces the need for deforestation. Lastly, alternative fuel wood materials could include biomass, trash, and coal. Biomass is organic matter that can be burned for energy. Trash and coal can also be burned in order to create electricity or heat energy.
Here are some of the impacts that could possibly occur due to the promotion of more sustainable consumer options. If the buying of sustainable products not made from timber increases, then timber industries will suffer, causing a loss of jobs from these timber companies. While there will be a loss of jobs for these timber companies, an increase in jobs may be seen in the companies that are creating sustainable products. Also, the products that are more sustainable and have less of an impact on the environment in their creation may cost more money, impacting the economy. In terms of the environmental impact of promoting more sustainable consumer options, there would obviously be a positive impact of reducing deforestation. As products that are not made from trees are produced, less trees will be needed in the production process, therefore reducing deforestation. On the other side of this, the environment may be negatively impacted if these alternative products not made from trees pollute the environment through the burning of trash, biomass, or coal in their creation.
People working for unsustainable companies and manufacturers will suffer economic losses unless they are able to become more sustainable. Manufacturers will need to find better ways to create their products. On the other hand, more eco-friendly companies will benefit by having their products advertised and getting more exposure with potential consumers. Consumers will also be affected because the range of products available in the market will influence their spending habits and lifestyles.
Another solution would be to reduce government subsidies for unsustainable timber companies. According to a report by the Overseas Development Institute, Brazil has spent over 100 times more in subsidies in industries that cause deforestation than they received in international conservation aid to prevent it. Subsidies allow these unsustainable companies to market these commodities at cheaper values, which artificially inflates their growth. A switch in subsidies would decrease the company's incentive to deforest and give more power to eco-friendly companies.
There would be several economical impacts if the government were to reduce subsidies provided to unsustainable timber companies. According to a study by the organization Taxpayers for Common Sense, hundreds of millions of tax dollars are spent annually to subsidize private logging operations. Obviously, a reduction of money being provided through subsidies will have negative impacts upon these companies. Many people may lose their jobs. The economy may be harmed through the increase of prices of timber-made products. Also, timber companies may be expected to lobby against these reforms and the subsidies if they begin to negatively impact them. On the other hand, eco-friendly companies that rely upon more sustainable resources to create products will most likely gain more trust with the public. These companies may experience a rise in popularity, and due to the increased prices of goods from timber companies, may be able to compete with them, leading to an overall decrease in reliance upon timber-made products.
Reducing government subsidies for unsustainable timber companies will have a variety of environmental impacts. By economically discouraging unsustainable actions, it is very likely that companies will either change their ways to become more sustainable or fail. This is good because it leads to less clear-cutting and destruction of rainforest ecosystems. Many eco-friendly companies make it a point to preserve and even restore land. They find less harmful alternative ways to produce products. Some eco-friendly companies even dedicate a portion of their proceeds to sustaining and protecting biodiversity.
Consumers play a role in this situation because they are the ones who demand certain products. If bottom-up pressure is placed on the government for more eco-friendly products, then a switch in subsidies could occur. Eco-friendly companies, on the other hand, could be impacted either negatively or positively. If subsidies are given to these companies, they'd be able to lower the price of their product, which would therefore create a higher demand. Unsustainable companies are impacted similarly to eco-friendly companies. If subsidies are not switched, deforestation would continue to rapidly reduce biodiversity. Manufacturers are also impacted because if subsidies are switched, then this would create a new job market. Jobs for manufacturers would decrease for the unsustainable companies, while they would increase for the more sustainable companies.
A final possible solution in the reduction of deforestation is to participate in efforts for forest conservation. There are a variety of ways to do this. First, citizens of a community may create organizations for protection of the Amazon rainforest through grassroots political pressure. Grassroots lobbying occurs when the general public contacts legislatures and government officials directly about an issue. Citizens may also make a difference in the reduction of deforestation of the Amazon rainforest by voting for specific politicians that have strong commitments to environmental issues. By electing leaders who will make changes to laws concerning issues such as deforestation, a reduction in harmful actions may be observed. Finally, a last activity to participate in the Amazon rainforest conservation efforts includes voting with your pocketbook. This would include the avoidance of buying products made from trees and unsustainable practices, and instead buying products made with alternate materials.
Getting the public to participate in efforts for forest conservation would impact the economy. Due to individuals voting with their pocketbooks, the marketplace would experience a shift favoring products that are made from more sustainable techniques. This could cause unsustainable companies to go out of business. This would affect these countries' economies and GDP. By voting for more environment-oriented political leaders, the economy could be affected. They may have different agendas than typical politicians who are more focused on short-term issues. Depending on the politician, the economy could be affected in a variety of ways.
Politicians are major stakeholders because they can either continue funding deforestation or, like Bernie Sanders, formulate plans in order to protect the land. Companies are also stakeholders because they are affected by both consumer demand and political decisions. Consumers decide which products they would like to buy, and if they choose to buy products that were not created through the process of deforestation, this could cause major companies to run out of business. In addition, political officials can decide whether or not they would like to fund these companies. Lastly, citizens play the largest role because they are the ones who are participating in forest conservation efforts. By voting with their pocketbooks, consumers can significantly change the economic market into a more environmentally friendly place.
Our recommended solution would be decreasing subsidies for unsustainable timber companies.
Money and economic power are large factors in companies' actions. Altering or decreasing the money provided to them will have a forceful effect on their destructive actions against the rainforest.
Decreasing subsidies for unsustainable companies would allow money to be more readily available for ones that are environmentally friendly.
By removing subsidies for unsustainable timber companies, the prices of their goods may increase. This reveals the real environmental cost and further discourages consumers from buying these unsustainable products.